Welcome back to Sahara TV. This is the Skype call segment when we give you the chance to give us your feedback on some of the programs we've been producing and been showing you. We already showed you interview we had with His Eminence, the Prelate Emeritus of the Methodist Church of Nigeria, His Eminence Makinde. Also, we interviewed the National Publicity Director of the Buhari campaign, Shehu Gaba. We discuss issues like Buhari's visit to London and also the situation, political situation in the country, and the role of the religious leaders in that. Now we are going over to the Skype segment when we have to talk to you and know what you think about the show we've been producing and today. And before we do that, I have with me here in the studio the publisher of SaharaReporters and the CEO of SaharaTV, Mr. Omoyele Sowore. Sure, welcome to Sahara TV.
Thank you for bringing me back.
So, you just came back from Nigeria.
Absolutely.
And there are reports that you're on the run.
That's not correct.
What did they say? That they are looking for you, you're on the run. So, let's start with what your perception of what is going on in Nigeria. You were there for the elections and that didn't happen. What did you see?
I saw a very, very calm nation. People apparently were disappointed, but I think at the point it became clear that they could wait a little bit longer to see how this play out. So I was actually not surprised because it appeared as if they were trying to provoke the people of the country into some kind of violence that will enable the military clamp down and give rise to their decision or desire to elongate the tenure of President Jonathan by way of declaring a state of emergency. That did not happen because people didn't play into their hands. This is okay, we'll see what happened. But I don't think, as of the time I left, the determination on the part of Nigerians, at least in the places that I visited, which was mostly Lagos, had not changed or had not been shaken, which is very good. And I attended rallies, I went to seminars, symposia while I was in Lagos, and I tried as much as possible to move as freely as possible in Lagos. In most cases, driving myself around the city of Lagos.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, in an interview with the Wall Street Journal, President Jonathan said that people in the city are noisemakers, that his voters are actually in the countryside. People should talk to farmers and people like that. When you were in Lagos, they are considered the noisemakers. Did you meet people who were in support of Jonathan?
I actually met one person, and he was in traffic. He was one of the hawkers in traffic. And I wish I could get his video to come up.
Maybe by the end of it,
yes.
before we end.
And I asked him, and it's very interesting because I was posing as a political operative who wanted to buy PVC, the permanent voter card. And I asked him if, he could sell to me, and he said he's not going to sell. And I said, would you wait to the election? Because I said, who are you voting for? He said, Jonathan. I said, but I want to buy your card and use it to vote for Buhari. And he said no, he would rather go vote for his candidates in the last, and it was quite impressive. So, and that tells you that people have already made up their mind as to who they will vote for and who they won't vote for. As to what President Jonathan said, that his voters are in the rural areas, I don't think that is very, very correct. I think the voters for all of the candidates are in geopolitical zones in which they are popular. And I think Jonathan will still be very popular in the southeast and south-south. And then Buhari is very popular in the northeast and the northwest and part of the midwest and the southwest. But I think Jonathan can play a little bit in parts of the southwest and in places, like Ekiti, which I doubt very much now after the expose on the rigging tape. And he will play maybe in Delta and Edo State. I'm not saying Delta is southwest, but maybe a little bit of play in Edo State. But he will have a tough time moving across the Niger Bridge.
Now, you talked about him playing in the Southwest. We know that right now he's in Lagos and he's been there for days. What is he doing there? Why
It's just practically settling traditional rulers. He's making this second take on Lagos. I mean, the Southwest in general, because it's part of the reason they postponed the election was they realized at the last minute that we just have days to go and we're in bad shape. So suddenly now they woke up and decided that, well, it's time to drive Boko Haram out of the areas they occupied, which is completely for political reasons. So they got Chad, to do part of it, got Cameroon to do part of it, and then they are finally pushing. Today they said they captured Baga. But you're wondering, why should Nigeria lose any part of its territory to Boko Haram in the first place? And all of the weapons and arsenal they are capturing from Boko Haram now, where things that Boko Haram weapons are captured from the Nigerian army.
Yeah.
So the territory they are capturing are territories that were captured from the Nigerian army. So it's all a joke. But it's very sad that they waited for several lives to be lost, people internally displaced before elections, are now forcing them to realize that they need to do something, otherwise they will lose the election. And I think they haven't still given up, trying to see if they can do a few more extensions. But effectively, I think Obasanjo boxed them into a corner by tearing his card and coming out to reveal the internal secret of what their plots were. Yeah.
So let's look at the other side, which is Buhari's side. So there is this story today that Buhari, we know he's in London, and we spoke to Shehu Gaba, who said that Buhari is feeling well, but there continues to be this report that he went to London for medical treatment. Who are the people behind this report, and why are they reporting things?
It's not difficult to find out who's behind this. They've outsourced the blackmailing of Buhari to Governor Fayose, Fani Kayode, and people like Akin Oshuntokun. That's their job, is to wake up every day and dream up something. And then they have an army of people on social media who are fueling it. So what they do is they mobilize themselves offline, and then they come online en masse to do this job of blackmailing Buhari. The first time, they even went and manufactured at the time some kind of medical report from ABU that he had cancer, and it turned out to be untrue. You know about the certificate saga, and they said he eventually produced something, they pushed it a little bit, and suddenly they went mute about it. And now they have revived the story about his health. All over the place today, the Buhari people have been releasing pictures from London, his meeting with Tony Blair. But if you look at Facebook, they're still stubbornly claiming that those pictures that came out were old pictures of 2003. Which is not true. I have called a commissioner in Ogun State today to confirm that the governor is there and that the pictures were authentic. And it's very easy these days to also perform analysis of a photo, and you find out that the pictures were taken today. That's not in doubt. But I think they're doing this because it fits into the frenzy. And for people like Fayose, it helps to divert attention from this is rigging tape scandal. It helps President Jonathan to keep doing what he's doing in Lagos. Why? Nobody's talking about Jonathan. Everybody's talking about how worried they are about. And they do it in such a way that even sometimes some of the Buhari supporters who are working independently get confused, just like they did with the certificate. At the point people start wondering whether Buhari ever went to school. But then realize that, this is a very well-planned propaganda. I think they will keep doing it. They will keep pushing those things. I think what they've done is that they've tested a number of ways to blackmail Buhari and found out that the one that works the best right now is his health and age. It used to be religion, that's old news now. It used to be certificate, it's old news now. It used to be the fact that he jailed Awolowo, but Awolowo's granddaughter is the wife to his VP candidate. So there's so many things that don't work. And you also imagine they do another thing, which is to completely create stories that never existed and claim that they heard it from somebody. But this is going to continue until the elections are over. And so I don't see it changing. But it's obvious that the Buhari people, too, know how best to react, in my view, because coming out with these pictures today just caught the Jonathan people off guard, especially Governor Fayose, who claimed that Buhari was flown to London in an air ambulance. So it's possible that Buhari took a break from the operation that he was doing on the hospital bed, just ran to see Tony Blair, and then he's back in hospital. But we also have some pictures of an interview he was doing in London today, and he didn't look like somebody who is in hospital bed.
We are going to talk to our Skype callers, but before we do that, let me say that we want to talk about the Ekiti tape, because you went to Nigeria now, and I want to see what did you hear? How is he playing at home?
Yeah.
Because SaharaReporters broke the story, and we're hearing about lawsuits. What's going on?
No problem. When we get back, I think you want us to
let's talk about it. Then we will get a break, and then come back.
Yes. It's playing out very well at home. I didn't meet anybody that was not aware of the tape. And like I said, I was in the noise-making part of Nigeria, which is Lagos. It's the headquarters of noisemakers. But a lot of people are aware of it. There's nobody I talked to everywhere in Nigeria that didn't know about it. But what they also did was what was disappointing was the fact that the media, apart from online, the media in Nigeria were not reporting. TV stations, everybody's completely mute about it, which is as a result I heard of massive bribery of some of those media houses. And the ones that can't bribe, they effectively intimidated. But I even heard in Ekiti it was made into CDs, and people were selling them. And then before I left, the APC national leadership body met and showed the tape to journalists and to themselves, and also played my interview with Captain Coley. So that's something that happened, and now the senators are in the country from APC are saying they won't allow Obanikoro to become minister again. That I don't really trust. I don't trust anybody in Nigerian Senate of doing anything substantive. They've never done anything in the Senate against a criminal before. So what it means is that Obanikoro probably need to bribe more. Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we take our Skype callers. They'll get them involved in the discussion. But meanwhile, we want to play a video of you trying to get a Lagos citizen to sell his PVC card. Is that what it is? Yeah. Okay, that's what it is. All right, let's watch that, and then we'll take a break. We'll come back, and we'll get your Skype calls in to join our discussions.
This thing. She's an artist. You have a number. Should I open them? Can I open it and get her number and give it back?